Good morning, everybody. This is day 2 of my journey when it comes to selling used on Amazon. Today, woke up real early today, man, and took some courses and watched some videos regarding Keepa. Now, like I said before, I'm not a complete stranger or amateur when it comes to this, but I do understand that the most important piece to the puzzle, in my opinion at least, is understanding the Keepa graph, understanding, the inner workings of Keepa. So I've been trying to just get a basic understanding of that. So I want to just kind of record, like I said, I'm just going to record my journey and what I go through, kind of show some example products and just kind of like how I would read the Keepa graphs, especially when it comes to selling used. I think it's a little bit different, but it all kind of inner works the same when it comes to new, used. But I just go through and show you guys what I see and how I would grade it and look at it. So I jump right into it. Let's go ahead and pull up my screen 1 second. So what I'll do is, here we go right here. Here's one product that I was looking at. Donner Octave guitar pedal. And I kind of want to just, first and foremost, actually, because this one does not have a lot of information when it comes to Keepa, let's just go look at a random product, actually. So let's take a look. Digitech. Here's actually a brand that I was looking at. So, that's actually the same thing. So that wouldn't work. Let's just take a look and just type in. I know this is a good one. So let's just look at Walkman. I know that's a good brand when it comes to selling. I'm gated, unfortunately, in Sony, so I wouldn't be able to see it now. The name of the game when it comes to selling used is higher. There won't be enough margin, enough profit to squeeze in when it comes to selling a lower ticket item. So, for example, this might be $67, but once I source it, right, I might source it for 40. But once I source it for 40, plus tax, plus shipping, plus prep, I'm not gonna make money, right? So you want to have enough meat on the bone for you to be able to kind of fit everything in and still make a good enough profit. So let's go ahead and look at this one. For example, this used to be a huge product when everybody first started online arbitrage. When I first started around a couple years ago, this is a great graph, actually. So let's. It says that it's selling about 22 times a month. So a couple extensions that I have is a Jungle Solid. And those are the two main things you need, Jungle Scout and Keepa. A lot of people use SAS right now. I'm not too familiar when it comes to SAS. So I want to just kind of look at what I have. So, for example, if we look at this, we start just at the basic understanding. So let's kind of take everything out of the equation first and just look at one thing. So when you look at Keepa, you have a lot of different, categories you can kind of put on. This is going to be the new price. I'm almost certain. I think it's the lowest new price based on my knowledge that I've kind of gathered lately. Be $210. So I believe Keepa shows the lowest price on their graph. So for example, if you were to source this product, you know that whatever time frame you're looking at it. So if you look at this product on May 17th, you'll see, okay, the lowest new price. We're just focus on this top box right here. Don't even pay attention to none of this just yet, but just this box here. It's just like the stock market, in my opinion. So right here, May 17th, you would have looked at this product and you would have seen the lowest new price is $210. I don't think they include Prime. So that's one of the things you have to keep in consideration. Because, for example, if you look at new, right, that new, I don't think that's Prime. But if I look at new Prime, it's going to be showing you the lowest price of that section. So if it's a new section, here's the lowest price. For the used section, here's the lowest price. 58.93, then it went up. I probably think that the reason it went up is because it sold, but 58.92, then it went up to 63, went back down to 58, then it went down, went up, down, up, right? So this is just showing me at this time frame of these dates here. You can kind of see if I show you the date, look at the bottom of this line, you'll see April 25th, April 26th, 27th. So as time goes on, that minimum price that's on the listing in this category, which is used, fluctuates, and that's the lowest price. And keep in mind, like I said before, that does not include prime. It's just showing you the low price. On Amazon, or if you're selling on Amazon, you know that the sales rank basically just tells you how fast a product is selling. So as this graph goes up, there's no sales. As that graph drops, that's a sale. So it kind of holds still. So if a product is selling consistently, it'll be lower. So right here, you'll see that it dropped from 97 to 71. My guess is that's a sale. Then it went back up. Then it went from to 27. That's another sale. And I'll kind of put this all in consideration and put this all in a bigger picture as I go on and kind of show you what I see, so that way I can, I guess, just kind of, if I'm right or wrong, and whoever's viewing this, man, please put some comments in the comment section for me, just so I can kind of master this. But this is just kind of after me just going through a YouTube rabbit hole and buying 2 courses and just kind of studying Keepa. So it drops from 81 to 51. That's a sale. It goes down to 27. I'm sorry. So that's 2 sales. Then it goes back up to and bought this item. So from May 14th all the way to, it looks like, May 29th, there was no sales. So that thing went from 25,000 and all the way up to 130,000 in sales rank, and then it dropped again to 32. So this is the third part, which is the sales rank. Now Keepa is going to always try to organize this through its main category. So if you look in this chart here next to my mouse, you'll see that main category up top is electronics, and then I guess the subcategory below that, I think, which is going to be portable cassette players and recorders. So the main category this item sells in is electronics, and that subcategory is going to be categorized in as portable cassette players and recorders. That's how we look at that. So just keep in consideration, the higher it goes, no sales. As it drops, that's a sale. Thirdly, we have the list price. I'm not 100% certain what the list price is. I want to try to clarify that if someone knows what that is. Now, of course, I don't pay attention to the list price as much selling used, but please kind of let me know what the list price is. So if I look here, look up, if you look in this category right here where my mouse is, once I hover over list price, it pops up and it says list price lowest $44.99, which is 6 days ago. Current $44.99, highest $232. $44.99. Where is that at? Current is $44.99. What is that saying? $44.99. I don't see $44.99. I don't see $44.99. So somebody could, man, if somebody ever comes across this video, help me understand what that list price means. And I'll kind of double back to my courses and my YouTube videos to figure this part out. Now, of course, you have a refurbished section. So this would be if there was a refurbished price, just like new and used, it'll be there. Tell you the lowest price for whomever is selling this item in the refurbished section of this listing. Then we got new third-party fulfilled by merchant. So these boxes are indicating people who are selling this item, non-FBA, who are shipping it themselves, and the lowest price for that. So, for example, $210.99. There should be a listing here for $210.99, which is probably new. Yep. Here it is, the lowest new price right now, which is the lowest price listing third-party fulfilled by merchant is $210.99. That's the lowest new, but that new happens to be third-party fulfilled by merchant, and they are selling it fulfilled by merchant. That's the lowest price. So that's what that's telling you. Just like new and used, you have third-party fulfilled by merchant. Warehouse deals are typically Amazon coming on the listing, and what they're doing is I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it's returns, or I don't know if it's defective item, not defective, but items that came back with a messed up box. I don't know, but on some listings you'll see warehouse deals. Oh, I'm sorry, is that the right one? Yeah, I'm almost certain. Yeah, so warehouse deals is typically Amazon's reselling service, I guess, where they come in and just resell them as used back to the consumer because it's not deemed new. I don't know if that means defective box. Of course, the product still works, but the box or a return, I don't know, but that's what warehouse deals are. Then you have new third-party FBA. So these are people who are selling this product is new, and they're sending it in as FBA. So as you can see right here, $249.99. So we should see somewhere in this listing, someone is selling this for $249.99 or more. I wonder if they sold. If it's sold, but $249.99 was the lowest new price as of yesterday. And I know I don't want to get too far into this, but the way I think I can see if that's sold, $249.99. If I go here to the data tab, you'll see if this loads in time, it should tell me 16 hours ago this product sold for, should be $249.99, I think. DPS USA. So let's take a look. $249.99 is the current buy box, but I wonder if that disappeared because it was sold. Buy box $249.99, and the reason I think we don't see that $249.99 anymore is because it's sold. So here we go, Prime $249.99. I don't know if it's sold though. It's just like, once again, good thing I'm not saying this is not, I'm not a Keepa expert, but it's just me learning Keepa with you guys. And like I said, if anybody views this, please kind of tell me where I'm going wrong, so that way I know going forward. But I think that item, actually, I'm sorry, I was right. Here it is right here. So that lowest price, which is $249.99 from DPS USA, is here in the buy box. So you can kind of see, just like new and used, refurbished, new third-party fulfilled by merchant, this third-party FBA seller is the lowest new seller for this listing as a FBA seller. So he has the buy box right now, of course, because Amazon is going to prioritize FBA sellers over FBM in certain situations. Of course, it's different variables, but on this listing, they're prioritizing FBA, of course, because the customer gets the item faster than any other seller who's not FBA. So of course they're going to try to prioritize that. So that's new third-party FBA. These triangles are indicating who's the lowest price point seller on the listing at that snapshot of time. And then we have the buy box, which is most important. The buy box is showing you the same kind of thing as far as interpreting the graph, but it's showing you the price point. So as you go on, this buy box, which is, and just so you guys know, that buy box is this right here, this box you see for new. So you see it's a buy box for new, and then you have save with used very good. So this new buy box, which is showing you who is the new seller that is basically going to capitalize on the sale, is here. So that DPS USA, which if you guys remember, just DPS USA is actually the lowest new third-party FBA seller on this listing right now at $249.99. So that's telling us right now, once we put that buy box here, he has the buy box. So as this graph changes, it shows you from 220 to 223 all the way up to excuse me, 239.5 back down. This is just telling you what that buy box is at that current snapshot of time. And of course, if I show you a year, you'll see this price used to be $299, went down to $272, back up to $299, and so on. So these things, I mean, this of course, this listing changes as new sellers hop on, hop off, sell through, sell out. This typical supply and demand. The more sellers you have, the lower that price point is going to go. The less sellers you have, the higher the price point is going to go. It's just supply and demand 101. So that's probably why that's changing a little bit like that. And then where I look at, of course, because I sell used, I look at the used section. Used is going to be just like new. Used is going to be just like new and used. What am I trying to say? Used like new is just going to be just like used, but of course you have different conditions under used. Now, when you sell new, it's self-explanatory. It's a new item, nothing more, nothing less to say. But when you sell used, of course, there are different, classifications of used. So you got people who are selling it as used like new, which means, there isn't too many different things that's going to change the item from the new to the used like new, except for maybe an open box or maybe everything works. The item is just like new, but you use it a couple times. Of course, that category self-explanatory is just like new. Then you got very good. And I'm reading these just like I was reading them before, so you can kind of see at this point in time the lowest used like new seller at this time. You can kind of see it right below my mouse is $169.99. So that tells me that item selling used at that time was $169.99. Of course, so that's, and you can kind of see it beforehand, $175. What that tells me, if it goes from 175 to 169, I don't know if that was a sale. That two things, that either could have been a sale or a repricing it to try to capture a sale. I think that's my idea from that point. But this is going to show you the lowest used like new. So if I bought an iPhone, used it for a month, no scratches, nothing like that, didn't have the box, but my item was still in great condition, I would then go resell it on eBay or Amazon. Of course, I'm not able to sell Apple products, but just for the sake of an example, I would then resell it, and it'll be used like new. Sorry, I don't know. I need some water. Here it is, used very good. So used very good condition, of course, as you guys can see, like new, very good, good, and acceptable. Of course, the condition grade goes down over time. It goes down each category, and I guess you guys can kind of understand, and you can kind of get an idea, what condition the item is in. If you get that item, just like if you were to buy it and you weren't reselling it, you would be upset if you were sold an item that was like new and it comes back as acceptable with dents. So you have to just kind of understand what each category means as far as what that definition of that section means. So how do you define a very good item in my eyes? If an item is just like new condition, maybe out of a box or has an open box, no scratches, things like that, that's very good. That's like new. Very good will be, it's kind of the same thing, just a step below, and just kind of keep going on. Then eBay has a section where it shows you what a new item is selling for on eBay. So you can see there the new item on eBay is $169, and that kind of, if you kind of coincide that with this new item, right? So sometimes you can make money this way, right? and this is kind of what I do actually. So I'm not even gonna say you can make money this way. This is what I do. If I see this item here is for $169.99 on eBay, and this is the new, of course I sell used, it's a little bit different, but just for the sake of a explanation or example, that lowest new price that Keepa is seeing on eBay is $169.99. But then that lowest new price, which is non-FBA, is $210.99. So here, this is where the money can come in as far as understanding that graph and understanding how to make money there, right? So if I got an item that's selling on eBay for $169.99 and that lowest new non-FBA seller is selling it for $210, as you guys just saw, this buy box right now is $249. So am I able to source that item $49? Once again, I don't sell new, but this is how it works when it comes to selling new. $169 and $249, I think there'd be a profit there, whether it be $30, $40. I don't know. If I had to guess, this is a smaller item, so there should be about $30 to $40 to scrape off when it comes to this item. So all we're doing is scraping that profit in between. This is online arbitrage, just like you would from Walmart, Target, all the different things. You're going to do the same thing here. Now, of course, when it comes to selling, new is going to sell faster and used is going to sell slower. New has lower profit margins. Used has higher profit margins because it's a slower sell. So that's kind of the idea there. And then you can kind of see, here it is, eBay used, which is the lowest used price for eBay. You'll see it says right now $29.9. But if you look at, let's just take a look at a conservative used good, you can kind of see now we're working with magic, right? Now we have 29.9 to lowest lowest used good non-FBA seller is at 63.9 right now, which is good. So if you look at this, if you pull up this screen here, we can this is on Amazon. When I look at new and used and I look at all the listings, I can separate all of these by prime sellers. So right now, used good, this is a great example. Used good is selling for $74.99, right? $74.99, and Keepa is telling us the lowest used price on Amazon, on eBay right now is $29.99. Now I'm not that good at math. I got a B in math, but I can guess that from $29.99 to $74.90, that's about $50 in profit. Now, of course, once you pick it, once you pack it, once you ship it, and Amazon fees, you're going to be having a little bit of a profit left over. But if you can invest $29 and it turns out you get, let's say, $40 back, $38 back, if you can do that a couple times on a couple items, and my idea, and this is kind of where I'm working to, I think that's a good enough margin there to continue to do that over the time frame. So that's the top part of this graph. I look at this as just like you would the stock market. If you look at the S&P, you see those graphs. You're looking to see prices going up. That means everybody's selling. No one's doing anything. As that price goes down, that's a bad example actually. Never mind that. But I look at this like the stock market. The second box here is going to be where it tells you the categories the item sells in, right? So typically you'll have three or four dots here, so you can kind of see the main. I think Keepa always categorizes it with the main section up top. So with that main section up top, we can see the main category this item sells in is electronics. Now, electronics is a huge category, so you can kind of tell that. For example, if we Google, let's say, let me just look at something. Let's just say, if we look at Amazon sales rank chart, let's just take a look. This one was here. So here it is. As of July 1st, 2022, the top 5% of items. That means these things are flying off the shelf. This top 5%. If we look at electronics, the top 5% of items for electronics go from 0 all the way up to 91,342 in sales rank. This item fluctuates. Let's say the highest point it's seen over the last year. The highest point we've seen was 38,000 130,000. No, that's more. It has to be more. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Here we go. 132,000 is the highest rank we've seen, and you can see those peaks, right? So here that peak 40, here that peak 100. And just like I kind of look at it like stock trading sometimes, as you know, those stock traders, they'll draw a line to kind of see, like, for example, you know, what the trajectory of the item is. So here that highest peak was 129. Then we got another high peak of 121, another high peak of 110. Then we can keep going. So you can kind of see, but you see all these low valleys of 38, 40. You can kind of see it here for 30, 35, 60. So this item is fluctuating. I see the lowest point I see here is here. This item is fluctuating between 25,000 and 130,000, which means this item is selling, because the top 5% is 91. The top 1% is 180. It's peaking at 130. Which tells me that it's fluctuating between top 5% and not even 1%, probably between 0.5 and 0.85% of category rank, which means this item is going to sell. You can see here it has 22 monthly sales. But as I told you guys before, the way I look at it, right, because this is a Jungle Scout extension. Of course, if you guys don't know what Jungle Scout is, just Google that. I used this back in 2020 when I was trying to private label. Jungle Scout kind of gives me an estimate, but I like to use Keepa's sales rank chart to get a better understanding and a better idea of like what the exact sale would be, right? So here is a chart between April 1st and May 1st, and what I would do is just count those drops, right? So here's a drop 1, here's another one 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So last month I seen 14 drops. Now I don't know, a lot of people have a lot of different ways. I strictly try to rely I'm going to try to rely on just Keepa. So this would tell me conservatively last month I seen 14 drops, which means in my mind it was 14 sales. When I'm selling used, I understand that most of these drops are going to be new. So I try to think about a 10% rule. That's just in my mind, 10 to 30%. So if I see 10 sales, I would think that I can try to capture 1 to 3 sales selling used. That's just kind of how my brain thinks. I'm very conservative. So this is the main category. Here we go. I'll take this back out to a year. Take it back out to a year. Here's the main category. And then we got the subcategory, which doesn't really matter. I just focus mainly on main categories. Third box here. This is important for me as well. This box here tells you the sales price and tells you the actual sales. How many times is this item selling and what's that sales price? And what category is selling in that sales price, right? So we got new and used like good, used very good, and we have the sales rank telling us as it's dropping, it's selling. This is telling us the category, and then lastly, this is most important to me, this is telling me the offer count, right? So for example, we'll start right here at the top one, new offer count. This is telling me at the time how many sellers are selling new on the item, right? And the reason this is important to me, because just like coinciding with the sales rank chart, you will see the new sellers come on a listing and off a listing, and I'll tell you why this is important. So starting here, April 12th, I can't see that number, unfortunately. Let's just start here. Starting here, May 11th, you see it was 8 sellers selling new. May 12th right here. And then after May 12th, boom, May 14th, it went from 8 sellers to 7 sellers. And if you look up here at the Keepa chart, you will see as that thing drops from 8 sellers to 7 sellers, you will see a drop in the sales rank. So from my knowledge and from my courses and from YouTube, this is telling me that's a sale. A new seller sold that item, because it coincides just with the Keepa graph from 8 sellers to 7 sellers. That sales rank drop, that means someone sold a new item. As you can keep going on, you'll see another drop from 7 to 6. If anyone watches this, please tell me if this calculates like only FBA or all sellers. But I think this should be all sellers. Then we got, if you look at another one right here from this sales rank right here, boom, it's a sales rank drop from 132 to 32, and it's also a new offer count from 6 to 5. So that tells me a seller sold that item, a new seller sold that item. And that's kind of how I look at that. So if I was looking at this item and I seen it new, if I had a new item, I would be comfortable enough to say, man, I would try to sell this because I can see this graph fluctuates. Just this graph here on the bottom, this new offer count fluctuates up and down pretty consistently, showing me from 4 it goes up back to 8, then it goes down to 7, then 6, then another one hops on, then it goes back down to 5, then it goes up again to 7, back down to 5. This is telling me through this month it's selling as a new item. Same thing with used. Used chart is actually good as well. You can kind of see here. So it went from 9 to 3. And if you look, like I said again, at this sales rank chart, you will see from let's take a look, 80,000 sales rank down. Let's take a look. It went down to 7, and look at that. It went from 81,000 to 26,000, right? Then we got 7 to 6, and look at here, 51,000 to 30,000. So 6 to 5, and it keeps going. 5 to 4, and we got 4 to 3, and look at that sales rank drop. So that tells me right here, 5 used sellers sold an item. And so this one was probably a new seller. Then it went from 8 to 7. Boom. Sell. Used sell. Went back up. Right. Kept going. Then it went from 61,000 sales ranking 6 sellers to 30,000 sales ranking 5 sellers. And I'm just looking at, and let me just take this out. So I'm looking at strictly this box here, which is the sales rank in a sales price chart, and this bottom one, which is strictly new and used offer count. So once again, it went from 61,000 sales ranking 6 sellers down to 30,000 sales ranking 5 sellers. This is telling me used sellers are selling it, and you can kind of look at it here. Once we see that fluctuation, it's like I said, just like a stock chart. You will a swing trader look at this and get excited. Buying the dip, and of course supply and demand. As this used offer count goes down, I can almost guarantee you that used price is going to go up. And let's just take a look at it to see. So as this item went down, boom, boom, boom. Now it's only 4 sellers here. Take a look at this line here, $58 in the lowest used price, and all of a sudden you see a spike, boom, $63. So whoever's on this listing, they may have a repricer, and I know me going forward, when I try to ramp up my business, I hope I can have a repricer that can do this. But as those used sellers go down, I want to try to capture the highest profit that I can when it comes to selling it. So it goes from $58 up to $63 because those sellers went down. Supply and demand. The more sellers there are, the lower the price, right? The lower the seller, the higher the price. It's kind of just exactly what we see going on. You can kind of see it fluctuates. And then you got the year mark, which tells me, like I said, this thing is going up from 12 sellers down to 5. And it sells, right? So in this point of time, from November 5th, it goes from 14 sellers to 10. So if you buy at a good enough price point, you have the right things in place, tools, repricers, things like that, you can try to capture that sale. And that's that. So that it shows you the first part of Keepa that I've learned, which is understanding how to interpret sales rank, sellers, new sellers, used sellers, things like that. Second tab here is track product. To be transparent, I haven't spent that much time when it comes to the tracking product part, so I don't know exactly what this looks like. But what I think this means is you can track a product. In Amazon, when Amazon is the seller, a new party is the seller, or a used party is the seller, you can punch in and say, for example, if this item was to be sold, by a new seller for less, for $50 or less, or you can do $50 or more, send me an alert So that way, sometimes you can alert you to say, hey, if this price is going up, it lets me know that sellers are going down, so I can try to reprice it, or I can try to go source it. And then you can also track it for a year, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So that's kind of what this thing is here. And the most important things for me are the price history section and the data section. The data section tells me a lot about an item. And like I said, guys, I'm not an expert. This is just me after a couple months of kind of trying, like I showed you guys in my first video, having $5,800 in sales. To me now, just trying to hold myself accountable. I'm not an expert, but going forward, these are the things I look for when it comes to selling an item. So I'm just trying to make a video about it, man. And anybody out there that has more information, or if I say something wrong, please let me know. This is just me trying to get an understanding of Keepa. So the first thing here in the data section, the data tab under product details, you will see it's telling me this item is being sold in America. That's an American flag. It's giving me an image of the item, basically telling me, hey, this is the item I'm selling. The title, review count, reviews and ratings. So it has a 4.2 stars out of 5, 230 reviews. As you guys know, people barely, you might not know, people barely leave reviews, right? So I think out of 1,000 sales, you might get, I guess, I don't know, 1%, maybe 10 reviews, 100 reviews, I don't know. But I do know the higher the review count, like this item has 230 reviews, right? Out of every 1,000, I would be surprised if 10 to 20 people left a review. That's just my idea, and let me know if I'm wrong. So that lets me know that if this item has 230 reviews, this thing is sold a lot. Last price change, probably from lowest to highest, I think 16 hours ago, which lets me know that there was probably a sale 16 hours ago on the new side, if I had to guess. Lowest FBA seller, which is just like DPS USA, which is just like we said here in that Keepa graph. The lowest new third-party FBA right now was at that 249.99 mark, I think. Let me refresh this. Did he get a sale right now? No. Okay. So that's that telling me that lowest price right now, like we said, 240. You can see it right there, 249.99. That data tab, product details, is telling me that's the lowest price right now. Lowest FBM seller, which is him. I'm sorry, no, lowest buy box seller and lowest FBA seller is him. FBA pick and pack fee is $5.40. That's the fees associated with this product. So we have DPS USA is the lowest FBA seller. The lowest fulfilled by merchant seller is Second Chance Thrift Store. DPS USA is the buy box seller. The buy box is FBA, so that buy box here is a fulfilled by Amazon merchant, which is DPS USA. Keepa has been tracking this product since April 8th, 2011. So if I had to guess, that's probably when it came on the market, or that's when Keepa came out and they started tracking it. It's been listed. Yeah, I think that's what I was right. It's been listed since 2004, February 24th, 2004. So that lets me know that if it's been listed since then, Keepa probably didn't come out to around this time or a little bit after, I guess. And they started tracking it. The main category, like we went through, which is that second box, is electronics. That subcategory is cassette players and recorders. And that's kind of how that goes. This is the ASIN. I don't know what this means. ASIN. I don't know what ASIN means. Let's just say, what does ASIN mean? I know what ASIN is. I don't know what ASIN meaning. Amazon. Let's take a look. I think it means Amazon Standard Identification Number. So this is how Amazon, I guess, identifies almost like a SKU, if I had to guess, but it's a SKU strictly for Amazon, so they know within their category of products how to identify this item. So that's what ASIN means, and that's what an ASIN is. This is the EAN code, the Upc code. These things are important for when you're sourcing the item. You can copy and paste these things to make sure the item is what you're looking for. Here's the part number, which is extremely important too when I'm sourcing for a product. If I don't know the exact thing, what I'll do is just punch in that product part number, and then it'll start popping up keywords and things like that for me to source. The parent ASIN, I don't know what that means. I wonder if I can copy and paste that to see what that is. Here's the parent ASIN. Let's take a look. What does parent ASIN mean? I don't know. I don't know what parent ASIN means. If you know what that means, let me know. Variation ASINs, I don't know what that. I think that means other ones where I have different variations, which means colors and whatnot. And then frequently bought together, which is I'm thinking this item is probably frequently bought together. Amazon's algorithm kind of knows, hey, this item is typically bought with this item, and that's the ASIN to that item right here. I'm sorry. Let's take a look. So it's telling us that people who buy, wow, I just learned something new. Wow. I just learned something new. Okay. So it's telling me that people who, wow, I gotta write that down. So it's letting me know that people who buy that Walkman frequently buy Guardians of the Galaxy together with it. I think that's what it's trying to tell me. Wow. And here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy. Look, it's used is pretty good too. Wow. So frequently bought together there is telling me that. All right, and let's just keep going. Let's take a look. Let's keep it moving. And then you'll see frequently, like I said, frequently bought together. The manufacturer and the brand is Sony Electronics. Here's the model number. Variation, attributes, customer package type, standard packaging, silver and color, electronics. Here's the dimensions. Here's the package weight, item weight, things like that. And then here's the current and average. So this section here coincides with this section here, the top section. What it does is kind of, I guess, gives you a synopsis and a snapshot of each thing, starting with sales rank. And when I look at an item, for example, the current sales rank is 116,000, like we told you guys before. That's probably like 0.85 or 0.9 out of the top 1%. As we know, 0.5 is a little bit less. So I think it's about 0.85 of 1%. That's the current sales rank. The 30-day average. And me, when I'm buying a product or when I'm looking to buy a product, what I'm looking at is the averages, right? Because a lot of things can fluctuate right now, right? Like, for example, if you look at Bitcoin, you look at Ethereum, the current price is 21,000, right? But what's that average price? This is a terrible example. I'm not trying to go into the crypto space, but what's the average price, right? What's the price over time? That kind of gives me a synopsis of what would this sell for? Because today it can be selling for $249, but what if over 90 days the sales price only been $200? That means something has happened. It's drastically changed. And what I would look at and say is, okay, that means over time I can kind of almost guarantee myself it'll sell for at least $200 in that example that I just explained. So, for example, the 30-day average sales rank is 68,000. So that means over the last 30 days, this thing has been selling pretty significantly, because if we look at that sales rank chart I just pulled up before, where'd it go? That sales rank chart I pulled up before, top 5% in electronics is 91,000. Over the last 30 days, it's been 68,000. So this thing has been lower than 0.5% of its sales metric in Amazon in electronic category over the last 30 days, which is pretty good. Sales rank over 60 days goes to 74, and 90 days go to 73, and 108. And I typically like 60 to 180. Just kind of tells me if push can to shove and I had to hold this thing, what can I do? And that's telling me 76,000 over the last 4 months. So all in all, this item looks like it'll be a good item. This item tells me that it sells, and it sells consistently within this 10 to 15 to 20 times a month. And you can also see sales rank drops. And I kind of look at this, and I use a little bit of math when it comes to this, but sales rank drops last 30 days. So that means this thing sold 13 times conservatively, in my mind. I think conservatively 13 times in the last 30 days. And what I do is I kind of use a little bit of math in this. So, for example, 30-day drops, which means in my eyes, 30-day sales, 13. 90-day sales is 40. 180-day sales is 64. what I usually do, and please, if I do anything wrong, guys, let me know. So I do 180 days, divide that by 64 drops, and I'm getting that from here. This is the conservative number that I look at. That tells me over the last 180 days, it's been about 2.81 sales a day, right? So if I times that by a 30-day rolling period, no, that's not right. So I don't think I can use that math. I can't divide. You can't divide 4 months by 30 days. Let's do 30 days, I think. Let's do 90 days. So I would take 90, divide that by 40 drops, 2.25 times that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm all off. I've been doing something wrong on that part. And if anybody's watching this and you kind of get what I was just trying to see if I can figure out, please comment or let me or message me, man. Help me out. I was trying to see if there's a way you can conservatively kind of calculate per day sales, maybe, and kind of calculate that over a 30-day period to see based on these averages. But long story short, this average drops here is letting me know that this thing is selling conservatively. Do you get the review count? It's kind of going up from 180 days. So we got three reviews. Exactly. So this thing is selling 15, 20 times a month, and only over the last 3 to 4 months, it's only got 3 reviews. So do the math there. You can kind of see that people don't leave a lot of reviews. Here, Amazon 90 days out of stock. OOS is out of stock, so it's 100%. So that means 100% of the time out of the last 90 days, Amazon has not been in stock, which is a good sign when it comes to selling an item. Then you get the current new price, which is $210.99. Once again, coinciding back to that first graph, that's the lowest new price, $210. The average 90-day new price is showing me to be $208.60. Same thing with the average 100, the average 90 and 108. 90 and 180 day average lowest new price has been $208 and $205. There's been no new sellers out of stock in the last 90 days. This is 0%. You can see Amazon's been 100% out of stock, and then us resellers or FBA sellers, it says 0%. So that means no one has been out of stock. You got the new third-party FBA price, which is the guy who has, that's buy box DPS USA, $249.99. Then you got, and this is the price. The new third-party FBA 90-day average price has been $243, which is good. That's not a high fluctuation in my eyes when it comes to price point. So you can conservatively say, if you were selling new, you can capture a sale around this price point. Actually, 180 days has been higher. 261. So what I would do, man, and I don't know if I put too much math into the equation, but I'll calculate all 3 of these together and get and divide it by 3 and get an average median, and that's what I would list it for conservatively. I think that'd be a sweet spot. Then you got fulfilled by merchant. Of course, I don't fulfill by merchant, and I don't sell new first of all, but I'm just kind of going through Keepa. 210, 207, 205. Those are the price points there. Here is the lowest current used price, which is $58.91. Here is the lowest 90-day average used price, $58.94, which is good. That's a consistent price point for used. And then, of course, 180 days is $58.63. So $58 has been consistent for the last 4 months when it comes to the lowest used price. Then we got the list price. I don't know what that is once again. So, and of course, used 90 days out of stock. No one's been out of stock when it comes to used in the last 90 days. And then you got the new offer count. And once again, guys, we went through all this on the first page, but this is kind of a synopsis and snapshot of everything we said. This is in a data tab under product details. Here's the new current, new offer, used current, offer counts. And then we got buy box. And this is important too. So the buy box currently right now is $249.99. That's DPS. The 90-day average price is $245. Only a $4 difference over 90 days. And if we look at that and we calculate 10 to 15 sales a month over 3 months, that's about 30 sales on the conservative side. So over 30 sales, that price point has not fluctuated outside of this price point, which is a good thing. The buy box stock Right now it's only one. So whoever has the buy box DPS has one in stock, unless he's finagling the system when it comes to Keepa to hide the rest of his stock. But right now it's showing that he has one in stock at $249. So he's a little bit on the high side when it comes to the average price point. But you know, if you can squeeze a couple extra bucks out of profit, nothing's wrong with that. Here's the buy. Has the buy box been out of stock for in the last 90 days? This tells me that 35% of the time there has not been a buy box seller. The buy box seller has been out of stock, and I think that's because it's a new. So 35% of the time over the last 90 days, a new FBA seller has not been in stock, I think. And if I'm wrong, let me know. And here's the used section, which is what I'll look at. You can see the same thing. Used like new, average price is $174, guys. And this is kind of what I've been looking at, and this is what I've been trying to master. Look at this, man. Used like new is $174.96, and that's on Amazon. But if we look at eBay, used, we're seeing prices as low as $29.99. Now, of course, all those aren't like new, but that's the idea that I've been trying to wrap my head around and trying to see if I can capitalize on. Because from $29.99 even to very good at $63, that's a good return on investment. Now, of course, you got to figure out like new what that category looks like and how to do that. But from eBay here to Amazon, selling used is a good idea. And it kind of goes through the same thing. The average, the like new sales price. Typically, like new is going to be a small percentage. In this case, a big percentage off of the buy new price, because you want to entice a buyer to buy your item, right? So from $249 at brand new to $174, I think some eyes will look at that and say, I want that. And you can kind of see based on the first Keepa graph, if you looked at that used offer count, seller count is fluctuating, which is letting us know there are sales there. And then we can kind of just go through it there. Same thing in a good condition. And then we got eBay, which is that. Then here, last two tabs, we got an offer tab. I need to understand exactly how to read this. If anyone's out there that they can help me understand this tab, I definitely love that, man. This is part of my journey. I would have to kind of master this part a little bit more. This tells us the condition and the price history. So I think this is telling me that whoever had this item had it for $68.27 and he didn't sell, and his price went up. I think price went down. I don't know. Please help me out when it comes to this, guys. I think this is what it means. I think this is an important page too. I want to be able to read this page a little bit more. The offers tab. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Offers tab. I need to figure out how to read the offers tab a little bit more, guys. Write that down. And then buy box statistics is just kind of giving you a snapshot of, let's just do 180 days. You can kind of see here the range. So the buy box statistics for a certain time frame, 30 days, 90 days. Let's look at 180. So 38% of the time, Supplies USA has had the buy box at $246. And the last time he was on the listing, he's not here anymore because we looked at those sellers 10 days ago. Here's another one, and this lets you know the win percentage. Who is winning that buy box on new, of course, and what's the percentage of time they're winning it, and what's that average price, and then what's that new offer count. And stock is not in. We know DPS only has one, and this is kind of telling me, I guess, the other sellers who has a question mark next to their stock number, it's not in stock right now. But right, yep, you can kind of see that 2 months ago, 33 days ago, 3 months ago, 10 days ago. So right now, DPS USA he's won the buy box 9% of the time, 262. He's a little bit aggressive on that sales price piece because the difference between him winning it 9% of the time and him winning 38% of the time is about $16. But he's 100% ratings. He's FBA. So that tells me that that's a good sign. He's an FBA seller because that FBA, once that marks, is letting you know if they're FBA or not. His rating, his review count, last time they won it, and things like that. So that's that tab. So all in all, this kind of gives you a snapshot of Keepa, how to read it, how to understand it, and then you can kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together. Next video, man, what time is it? It's currently 10 a.m. July 10th, man. What I'm gonna do is go through and try to do some sourcing today. Try to figure out sourcing. Last night I was up to about 3 in the morning, just kind of going through the rabbit hole of understanding Keepa. Took a couple courses, looked at a couple YouTube videos. I looked at one about 3 years ago, and they went through this in detail. So I kind of get an understanding of it, kind of get a basic understanding. So now what I'm going to do is go through, man, and just try to figure out what items I can sell, if it makes sense, how can I sell them, price points, things like that. Another thing today, man, I'm looking to get into a prep center because, like I said, I don't have a lot of time. So I'm looking to find a prep center just to kind of get my workflow in order. So that way I can just start hammering out buying deals and just doing test orders. This day 2 of my journey, man. Please stay tuned. This is how I read Keepa. This is how I interpret it, and this is how I'll use it to make a educated buying decision when it comes to averages, price points, sales prices, and things like that. See you guys next time, man. If you guys definitely comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what I did wrong. If you guys have a little bit more knowledge, let me know what tabs I should be using to pay attention to. This offer tab, I need to know a little bit more about that. I don't know what earn money is and settings. So that data tab, that price history tab, in my eyes, is the most important. Please reach out to me, man. I definitely look forward to connecting with everybody. Till next time, man. I'll see y'all soon.